The honourable member for Lac Du Bonnet.
Speaker, last week the Premier and the Justice Minister trotted off to Ottawa to ask the federal government to add more criminal laws. Also last week, Hollow Water First Nation unlawfully set up a barricade on a public road to protest this government's mismanagement of the cottage lot draw system. It's now 12 days since that public road was blocked. No action from the NDP, no consequences for that unlawful act. So I ask the Minister of Justice, why would he ask for more criminal laws at the time when he isn't prepared to enforce the laws that he already has?
The Honourable Attorney General.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I want to remind the member that I was very proud to be part of a delegation that included the leader of his own party, the leader of the third party in the legislature, the police chief of Winnipeg and Brandon, the mayor of Winnipeg and Brandon, and Chief Dennis Meaches of Sioux Valley, and a victim, who all unanimously agreed with the position that we've taken in Manitoba. And the Minister of Justice, the Canadian Minister of Justice, said it was how pleased he was that we could come together in Manitoba to work together to deal with crime, Mr. Speaker, and that he would carry our message forward to Parliament, which is responsible for making the laws that we are involved with enforcing.
The honourable member for Lac Du Bonnet.
Mr. Speaker, he's asking for more laws, and at the same time, he isn't even enforcing the laws he already has. A week ago, RCMP Sergeant Doug Ashton stated that the blocking a roadway is illegal according to the Highway Traffic Act. And yesterday on CJOB, the Minister of Conservation stated that the barricades are illegal and he wasn't going to stand on a barricade that shouldn't be there. Those were his words. So I asked the Minister of Justice, since the barricades are illegal and shouldn't be there, why has he failed to enforce the law?
The Honourable Attorney General.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I think, Mr. Speaker, that one of the most moving speeches that I think I've ever heard last week was said by Chief Meaches in before the parliamentarians about that youth have choices. Now, the gangs or the clan. And I think that was the most moving moment that we all had in terms of the opportunities that we must provide young people. Mr. Speaker, I do not direct the police. The police undertake these matters, and I rely on the police to determine, Mr. Speaker, their course of action in these matters, Mr. Speaker. And I suspect, Mr. Speaker, that there is no Solicitor General nor a Justice Minister in the country who would want to be in the position of, say,
Order. 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 The honourable member for Lac Du Bonnet.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The RCMP and the Minister of Conservation are clearly on the record stating that the barricades are illegal. However, the Minister of Culture, Heritage and Tourism is on the record this week as well as indicating that Hollow Water should be respected for their attempts to protect their traditional land. In effect, what he's saying is that Manitobans should respect an illegal barricade on a public road. So I ask the Minister of Justice, is he prepared to respect an illegal act, or will he do his duty as Minister of Justice in this province and enforce that law?
The Honourable Attorney General.
Yes,
Order. 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 The Honourable Attorney General.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the function and role of the police, I think members indicated yesterday in their speeches that the role and function of police, and I thought, now I understand why members voted against our increases to police. Now I understand, Mr. Speaker, why they voted against the prosecution's increase, Mr. Speaker. They want us to step into the position of police officers. They want us to step into the position of prosecutors, Mr. Speaker, and do their jobs, Mr. Speaker. Our job, Mr. Speaker, is to provide them with the resources and the direction. Their job is to do their work, Mr. Speaker. I would not want to be in the position of the former Premier of Ontario.
Order.
I don't want to be in the position of the former Conservative Premier of Ontario, Mr. Speaker, who put on his police hat, Mr. Speaker, and went running out, Mr. Speaker. That is not the position And in fact, Mr. Speaker, if I were to cross that boundary, I would be in dereliction of my duty, Mr. Speaker.